Hello everyone, welcome back to Whisper of the Wind. Today, I will be sharing with you our complete Guild War strategy guide covering everything from guild preparation, pre-battle buff, team combination, lane assignment, commander setup, and individual role responsibility. If your guild is struggling with coordination or losing the guild war, this guide will help you fix it. Before any fight happens, your guild foundation must be strong. Every single guild member, even for those that are not participating in guild war, will need to upgrade their guild talents. You can go to Guild, Technique, Martial Teaching, and the first 3 rows will be the most important skill which need to be maxed out. This gives the biggest overall stats, combat benefits. For example, for damage bonus, you will notice that there is a total guild damage bonus which can go up to 11%. If every single one in your guild add this damage bonus, you will start to see the total guild damage bonus going up higher and higher. It goes to the damage reduction and HP bonus too. Other than that, there will be attribute attack, which also benefit from everyone adding to this skill point. For the third role specific, the assault will increase the damage for the guild up to 10%. And Fortified will also increase the damage. So please encourage your guild member to add all these points. After prioritizing the upgrade for all these points, you should have the ultimate unlocked for your skill. The more important ultimates are the Thunder Cry Blades, which allow you to pull the enemy close to you, and it will turn the tide if the tank do a good pull. For the non-tank player, you can also add this skill and have a Mo Blade in your back. The moment you are out of combat, you can switch to your Mo Blade and do the ultimates, and after that, get out of combat, change it back to your normal skill, and continue your DPS or whatever you are doing. One important thing to take note of for tanks, the AoE for tanks is actually very huge. For example, the ability to suck, you can see the AoE from this channel server footage, where I do it on your field. So this is the area for AoEs. And for the tank's weapon, you can see. So you don't really need to go all the way to the front line to DPS. It's really very big AoE. The next very important skill, which many of you can consider having, is the Inkwell Fan. This allows you to jail the enemy in a square, and it lasts for 12 seconds. And if it's level 5, it lasts up to 14 seconds. It's worked very well delaying the enemy from bringing your fortune tree to their base, or stopping the entire enemy from moving towards your tower. The next important one is the Stormbreaker Spear. This allows you to give super armor to your nearby friendly teams and also reduce their damage taken by 60%. This is very important for you because if your whole team is getting sucked in by Thunder Cry ultimate, you can actually use this ultimate to negate the damage. Other than that, Nimbless Sword ultimate is also very good because the whole guild war, you will see lots of damage going all over the place, and your chi will deplete very fast and you will enter exhaust state. Once you enter exhaust stage, you will be executed and it will do massive damage to you. So having this ultimate block all the chi damage, making enemy unable to execute you. The other skill is not very important, but it's a good to have. Always read your martial art ultimate effect, as many skills provide utility and better understanding of your skill will allow you to make good decisions. 1 minute before you start the battle, you can go to this area in Kaifeng. Before you enter the battlefield, do not rush in. Make sure you get a buff. This buff provides you with a buff that increases your max endurance, and it only costs 40 commerce coin. Make sure all the Nimbless Swords or Umbrella users have this buff, as it will significantly increase their damage output. Now let's talk about how your guild should be structured. The guild will have 3 lanes, similar to MOBA like League of Legends or Dota. You are required to push down the tower before reaching the enemy main boss, which is a goose. In China server, there are additional space over here, at the edge and here, which will spawn neutral boss. I do not know if global server will release with the neutral boss, and so I decide to skip the neutral boss and go straight to the main mechanic. Team 1. Your main force should consist of 20 players. This is your core fighting unit, and they will be handling major team battle. The ideal composition will be 4 healer, 2 blade user, and 14 DPS. And the recommended DPS class for the Team 1 will be Nimbler Swords and Umbrella user. Because due to so many people fighting in the middle, it's very hard for you to go near the enemy. This main force responsibility will be controlling the middle lane and winning the large scale crash. And after that, defeating the goose and escorting the fortune tree back to the own base for victory. The reason why you always want to push the middle lane is because as you clear the enemy goose, if you did not clear the middle lane, you will have to break the enemy towers while escorting the fortune tree. It creates extra pressure for you, and that's why it's best for you to push the middle lane with your mech. The second team consists of the side lane push. The push team should consist of 5 players each. And Team 2 will be the push team, and they can go either side of the lane. The ideal composition will be 4 DPS and 1 healer. The recommended DPS for the push team will be the strategic sword team or the twin blade team. Those skill sets are very good at small scale PvP, and your enemy are most likely going from another side. And your enemy main team should be fighting your main team. So the small scale team should involve the class that have good single target DPS. Try to always avoid the main enemy team by looking at your map. The objective of the push team is to quickly destroy the side tower, and after that, retreating back to the base to try to delay the enemy from taking the goose as long as. The next team will be your Special Ops team, which is also known as the Neutral Creep Cleaning team. The Special Ops team should consist of 5 players, 4 DPS and 1 healer, similar to your push team. The objective and responsibility for the Special Ops teams is to clear the Neutral Creep so that they can farm the fun coin, which allow the commander to use Special Commander skill. After clearing all the Neutral Creep, they can either assist defending or going to join the main force to commit attack or assassination to enemy healer from the back line. This team should be the most disciplined team, allowing the main commander to deploy them anywhere as soon as possible. Why is Fun Coin very important? Because Fun Coin allows your commander to activate powerful commanding skill that can turn the tide of the battle. Here's the list of the skill we have, and for this DPS skill over here, commander can try to use it wherever the cooldown is over. The other important skill you have is the skill that reduces the healing for the enemy. Try to always reduce the healing when you see the blade user using the ultimate to suck in all the enemies. For the towers, although going up the tower will increase your tower HP and durability, but you lost a DPS while you are mounting the tower. So for China server, actually we don't really mount the tower. We just use it as a way to go to the front faster. We are using the patch 2.1 for now. In patch 2.2, there will be huge buff and nerf for the Guild War, and the tower is one of the things that got buffed. But still, I think the buff is not enough. So far I don't see anyone mounting the tower in Guild War. The biggest change in patch 2.2 will be the duration for the Qi recovery reduction. It will be everyone will be 50% more tankier due to the changes. For the middle tower, ideally you want to have 2 blade user, 2 umbrella user, and 1 healer. The reason is, from the tower, you can rush towards the main battlefield faster than the opponent if your opponent rush from their base. The umbrella and fan user, try to reach this spot over here as soon as possible, as you can use the umbrella skill ultimate to block off the enemy so that they can't go all the way to your base. The first 1 minute will be the most crucial because it will decide where your main fight will be happening. Ideally, we want the main fight to be happening at the enemy tower because the AoE from the fight will damage the tower and take it down faster. For Mo Blade user, you will want to try to reach this area over here as soon as possible and start to harass your enemy by trying to stop them from going near to your base. For the other tower, you will want to have your Team 2 to be in one tower and Team 3 to be the other tower. The moment the battle starts, they will jump down and Team 2 will proceed straight to the enemy side towers and destroy it. Team 3 will proceed to a neutral creep area. Now, let's talk about commander. Your commander should be the most experienced player and they should be able to identify the situation to use the commanding skill. For commander, the best weapon they should use is the umbrella skill, as the umbrella skill allows them to observe the battlefield from an elevated area. And by using the elevated view, they can provide an excellent battlefield awareness, visual control, and they will be able to give better call. Your commander usually should stay in the main force in the mid lane. Here are some of the general team rules you should have. Do not stand in front of enemy carrying objective like Fortune Tree. If your tank is carrying the Fortune Tree back to the base, by standing in front of them will block them from moving. So try to always stay at the side and try defending the Fortune Tree. Healer can respawn, but do not use the respawn near the respawn area, which is near your main base, because revive player will have very low HP and usually die again. So you might as well let them respawn automatically. For execute, try not to execute when you are having full HP. Reason is, for execute, the execute phrase will allow you to go into invulnerable stage, and it will help a lot if your friend is getting hit and having low HP. It will buy time for the healer to heal them. Only execute when you see the execute counter is getting low and no one executing. Finally, mindset decide everything. Remember that Guild War is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Your goal is to maintain close to 30 active players throughout the entire season. Do not rage quit, do not make it a bad experience for other players. Always keep a positive mindset and support your guildmates. Strong teamwork always work. If this guide helped you, remember to like the video so that more guild leaders can learn from this strategy. Subscribe to Whisper of the Wind for more Guild War, PvP, and where we do note that my guild is currently recruiting. If you would like to join us, please apply our guild Illuminati, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!